the twin for your next test. Now, number one is you can do it in a calculator. Like, it's a straight up calculator problem. May as well show it to you in a calculator. I mean, it's not a hard thing to do. Let's see. A is a, what, 3 by 2? B is also 3 by 2. You know, there's going to be some of y'all that take this test. You're probably the ones who aren't listening to anything that I say, and you don't know how to put a matrix in a calculator. And C is a 2 by 3. 2 rows, 3 columns. Now, one thing I should have done was checked. I'm trying to not spend all day on this. It's parent-teacher conference, and I don't have any idea how much time I've got here before the next parent. I'm just checking my matrices. All right, now they literally want B minus A times C. Parentheses, because there's a parentheses. Second matrix B minus second matrix A, close parentheses, second matrix C. Ta-da! You got to be some sort of SpongeBob Patrick special to miss that. Not hard. Number 2 is also a very low-level question. It is a low-level question. I don't mean that rude. It's a very low-level question. It's like the least a kid can do. Write the augmented matrix. Now, in an augmented matrix, we have X, we have Y, we have Z, and we have the constants. All right? Or A, B, C, whatever. So this first column is all about X. There's a 4 on that row. Think about this one when it gets jumped over. It becomes negative 3x. A negative 3 there, and a 4. Next column's y. There are no y's in the first equation. There's 3 of them in the second one. There's negative 2 in the third one. Z's, those are nice in order. Negative 8, negative 2, positive 2. There's a 12, and you know, when I jumped this thing over, there was nothing on the right-hand side. There's an alarming number of kids who don't understand that that should be 0. It's scary, and you're going to breed. Also scary. Ta-da! Augmented matrix. Nice, easy question. It'll be multiple choice on your test. Shouldn't take you too long. Here we have a row operation. Row 2 is negative 5, row 2 plus row 3. So if I multiply this row by a negative 5, it's negative 5, 10, negative 5, and then 20. So I multiplied everything by negative 5. Hopefully you understand where those numbers came from. And I'm supposed to add row 3. So I'm going to add row 3. 3, 2, 1, negative 2. And if I just add on down, negative 2, 12. Give me just a minute. Let me finish recording. Negative 4 and 18. That would be the row I'm looking for in row 2. Y'all come on in. All right, moving on to this. Maybe I got another minute here. I am going to do this one using RREF. I'm going to take this, create a matrix. Oops, 0. Where mistakes will be made here is creating the augmented matrix. And you notice I almost made one too. There's no X there. And so, you know, the base level skill in 2 shows up on this one. So what I've done is I've written the augmented matrix. I'm going to do that RREF command. I'm not going to do it by hand. There's only one thing in here, the systems I'm asking you to do by hand. It's way at the back here. This is a 3 by 4. So Make sure I typed in everything correctly. Quit out. Second matrix, math. Two below comes some. Double RAF. Second matrix A. And there we go. Kind of some weird numbers there. I'm surprised it's that bad. Let me check my numbers here. The reason I'm surprised is because this example was pulled from a piece of paper that was supposed to be done by hand. So I was surprised the numbers got that large, but they did. Anyways, that's what I got. I got X is negative 407, Y is negative 132, and Z is 15. Now, it'd be multiple choice. You might have the ordered triple, negative 407, negative 132, and 15. Now, we'll see. Going to do the next one using RRAF as well. So second matrix edit, still a 3 by 4. If you don't know how to put stuff in a calculator, make sure you find me, because it's not a hard skill. All right, second matrix math, two below, come sum, matrix A, convert to fractions. And I was supposed to do this on the one before, and I just forgot to write it down. I think it says, show me the resulting matrix for evidence of your statement. I forgot to do that on the previous one. So this is the resulting matrix. And what does it say? This tells me that it is a dependent system. And what it's really saying is that 0z is 0, which means that z is any real number. All right? The line above it would be talking about y. Y minus 5/3 of z is 0. Do a shift over. Y is 5/3 of z. The line above that would be talking about x. X minus 2/3 of z is nothing. Shift over. X is 2/3 of z. And believe it or not, these are your answers. Those are your three answers. I know you want a number. You want it to be like 3 or 4 or 5. That's what you want. But that's not how it is. I was talking about an ordered triple. It'd be where x goes, I'd have 2/3 of z. Where y goes, I'd have 5/3 of z. And then maybe something along the lines of zer, where z exists. Z is an element of the real. And that's number 4. Jumping to apparently 6, it should be 5. This is pulled from an entry-level electrical engineering class. There's matrices and math in electricity, all right? It's talking about the flow of current. I here is going to be the current. Then you got things like here, like impedance, voltage, stuff like that. Anyways, you don't have to know anything. You have to know absolutely nothing, okay? Nothing has to be known. Just have to put things in standard form. And in fact, if you want to call it, I1 is X, I2 is Y, I3 is Z. So let's just rewrite everything in standard form using X's, Y's, and Z's. So I move that guy over there, that's negative X. This is Y, this is Z. And because I moved it over to the left, there's nothing on the right. If I put those two numbers together, I get 36, and it belongs right there. So I'm going to move it to the right, make it negative. And there is negative 6x. There is negative 6y. And there is no z. present. This has got to be moved over and be equal to a negative 24. There's a negative 6x. There is no y. And there's minus 3z. This is what I have to solve. All right. So again, I know you were confused by a diagram. You didn't even need to look at the diagram. Maybe you saw eyes, you got confused. You didn't need to be. You just had to think of things in terms of x, y, and z, which is a skill that not everybody can do. Do I personally do that? Do I rewrite things as x, y, and z? Not anymore. Would it have made me feel better as a kid? Probably. That's a long time ago. I've done forgot. All right. Just double checking to make sure everything I wrote is right. I think I'm good. Quit out. As much as I've used this calculator recently, I'm going to scroll up and highlight, press enter. Here's my answer. My resulting matrix is 1, 0, 0, 3.5, 0, 1, 0, 2.5, 0, 0, 1, 1. So what did I just learn? I learned that the first current, called I1, is 3.5. The second current, I subscript 2, is 2.5. And the last current is 1. Ta-da! Assuming I didn't screw something up, but I don't think I did. Right, a ceramics workshop makes wreaths, trees, and sleighs for sale at Christmas. A wreath takes 4 hours to prepare. A tree takes 16 hours to prepare. A sleigh takes 5 hours. And the workshop has 100 hours. X, Y, Z. 4x plus 16y plus 5z is 100. So I've got an equation here for prep. The next equation is going to be for paint. 3, 3, 13. 3x plus 3y plus 13z is 80. The last line is about firing. There's 7 x's to fire, 5 to fire, 6 to fire. And 120 hours are dedicated to firing. So there's my equations. Back to matrices. So I know how some kids feel about word problems. I do. Hopefully you're seeing the setup here. Quit out. REF. I don't expect these to be pretty numbers. I don't. I'm not even going to convert them to fractions because it's time. You know, the average person does not speak time in fractions. Well, anyways, it's not supposed to come out as a whole number. So here's my resulting matrix. All right, looks like I can make, and I should have kept the decimals, let me go back to that. I can make 13.45 wreaths. I can make 2.08 trees. And I can make 2.57, what we got left, sleighs. Now on the test, you'll get whole numbers. But this is just practice. Nobody cares. It's also math. We have a determinant on this one. So the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix that contains the elements A, B, C, and D is AD minus CB. AD minus CB. That's the rule. I even let you in on the shorthand here. I haven't used the shorthand with you so far in teaching instruction, but this is the shorthand for determinant. But I got to do this. I got to do 4 times x minus 4 times a negative 3 must equal 8. So 4x plus 12 must equal 8. Shift the 12 over. 4x must be negative 4, and x is negative 1. Ta-da! All right, what do we got going on 9? We have 2 vectors. We're supposed to find the component form, magnitude, and direction of vector v plus w. So we'll start with v plus w. It would be a 2 plus a negative 2, followed by a 7 plus a 0, which would be 0, 7. That's the component form. The magnitude of v plus w is when you take these numbers, you square them and put them under a square root. That's a square root of 49, which turns out is 7. Interesting. The direction, better known as theta, is found by doing the arctangent of x over y. That's what she is. This is going to be the arctangent of 0 over 7. Kind of interesting. So if memory serves me right, this is going to be kind of a unique angle here, especially since the way this is working, but don't be surprised at the answer here. It should be 90 degrees. Interesting. Oh, it's 0 degrees north. That's why. Haha, makes sense. I was saying 90 degrees, wasn't I? 0 degrees north. Makes perfect sense. All right, number 10, and then I'm going to stop this video and start making another one. What is the area in square units of a triangle defined by the vectors negative 4, 7, and 5, 12? So your formula for area is 1/2 the absolute value of the determinant of a matrix ABCD. There's your formula. So plug in some stuff in, I'd have 1/2 the absolute value of the determinant of a matrix that contains negative 4, 5 in row 1, 7, 12 in row 2. If you want to use a calculator, that's fine. In fact, just thinking about my second period class right here, I probably should show how to do it in a calculator. It's a waste of time to do it in a calculator, but whatever. I throw it in matrix A, I quit. Second matrix math, DET, second matrix A. The determinant is negative 83. So I get 1/2 the absolute value of negative 83. And this would be 83 over 2, or I know some of y'all just don't understand that. 41.5, right? And it is going to be square units. Forgot the units squared. So that's not too bad. Stop this video, and that way it doesn't get too big in case the laptop crashes.